the Raise Your Energy podcast. My name is Linda Lange and I'm your host. I want to shine a light on the act of forgiving. I don't think many people understand what they're doing to themselves by not forgiving someone. In this episode, we will focus on forgiving others. And in the next episode, we will focus on forgiving yourself. So stay with me, as these are important topics for your life and for your well-being. Let's start this episode with the definition of forgiveness. It means to give something for, to give something inside of you away, to let go of something. The opposite of forgiving is receiving. So instead of you receiving something, you are letting go of something and giving it away. And we will cover in this episode what you are giving away in the process of forgiveness. If I look at what I have learned when I was younger about forgiveness, then it was more through the lens of religion or some religious books. I learned that if I forgive someone, I set them free. If someone is asking for forgiveness, they ask for freedom from being guilty. That I have the power over someone else to set them free through me forgiving them, and that the other person who has done me wrong awaits my forgiveness and is unfree and suffering until I give it. Make sense? And I kid you not, it is not at all like that. It just makes me laugh that this definition of forgiveness describes the exact opposite of what actually happens when we don't forgive. So what happens when we forgive someone is that we give away the perception of the mistake of the other person. We have an interpretation, an opinion on what happened in that situation when you got hurt. We have our definition of what the other person has done wrong and how their actions are responsible for how we're feeling. So we blame others for how we're feeling inside of us. That's when we have not yet forgiven. In that situation, you are not in your power. And that other person is not suffering while waiting for your forgiveness either, if they are even waiting or thinking about the situation in the first place. Am I right? What happens is that you are giving your power away to that past situation, to that memory, and to that person. Those feelings that you have inside of you about the situation are just inside of you. They are your own emotions. The other person does not have the same emotions inside of them. And these feelings of pain and frustration and suffering and shame, hopelessness and anger, you have locked them inside of you. But these are your emotions. You have created them and then decided to keep bringing them up and keep linking them to that memory of the past. And the other person or the other people do not have these feelings. They don't. So the only person you are hurting is yourself. When you realize that you're the only person hurting by not forgiving, you can decide to take your power back and take responsibility for those feelings. If you don't, you keep believing that you have no control over those feelings that you created and memorized by yourself. You might think that it is heroic to keep feeling those emotions due to the bad thing that the other person did to you or someone else. But just ask yourself, does the other person have those same feelings? Do they hurt themselves every single day? No, they don't. Sure, they might have some other feelings with which they are hurting themselves, or they might not. They might not even be thinking about that situation anymore at all. By forgiving, you are letting go of those emotions and you stop hurting yourself. Under the previously mentioned model of forgiveness, we are looking to set the other person free, right? What really happens is that we are setting ourselves free. Through forgiveness, we are giving away those energies that are stuck inside of us, these emotions, and we become free of them. If you want to move forward with your life, you want to forgive, and you want to let go of those energies and get yourself unstuck. I love that description of stuck energy by Michael Singer in his book Untethered. You have these energies inside of you, right? You have a constant flow of energy inside of you, and there is a constant exchange going on as well. You have literally energy highways running up and down your body, inside of your body, and actually all around your body. That's what your energy fields are, your aura. And they manage your energy levels and the energy you have available to live your life. And we can actually measure this energy for quite a while. You can compare this internal energy system to your cardiovascular system. So all of your arteries, your veins, together with the heart is pumping and flowing your blood up and down your body. And we know that if we have some blockages in our arteries or even in our heart, that this impacts our health and it can actually lead to illnesses like heart attack, right? So the same can happen with your energy system. By holding on to a past memory with strong negative emotions, maybe when somebody has done something to you, you are creating an energy blockage inside of your energy system. Exactly like blocking your arteries and your blood flow, this energy blockage is going to block your energy flow. And the energy is not flowing anymore in the best way around your body, and your energy actually goes down and it stops working, maybe even in some areas of your body. And this is when we get out of balance. This is when we start to feel more unwell. And over time, this can lead to illnesses as well. So just imagine what you're doing to yourself by not forgiving somebody. Not only are all of these negative emotions inside of you, and you keep bringing them up, sometimes on a daily basis. So you flood your body every single day with the chemicals that create stress and imbalance. And by holding on to this memory and not letting go, you keep hurting yourself and your complete energy system. A grudge towards someone could potentially make you sick. So what can make you well is letting go of that grudge. If you can let go of these emotions, you're giving them away. You are forgiving. Because I know this to be the case, and I have had that understanding now for a while. I don't even allow myself to get into a situation where I have something to forgive. I know that I'm just hurting myself and that the other person has no suffering or remorse by me bringing up these feelings again and again. None whatsoever. So when I catch myself having some kinds of feelings towards somebody like that, I will immediately let them go. I will stop myself immediately. I will not let those kind of emotions create new blockages inside of my energy system. I don't want to give my body these kind of chemicals and hormones of stress over and over again. Thankfully, I have realized that it's just not worth it. My happiness and my well-being are so much more important than holding a grudge towards somebody. It might look maybe a little bit different when it comes to forgiving myself, but that is going to be our topic in next week's episode. So make sure to subscribe to not miss next week's episode as well, where we discuss how we can forgive ourselves. Thank you so much for listening. And with that, I love you and leave you. Talk soon and bye-bye.